Welcome to this orientation on the Arches for Science interactive demo site. The demo site has been created to give you a chance to use Arches for Science and evaluate it without having to install and configure it on your own. To start, when you access the Arches for Science interactive demo site, you will automatically be logged in as a demo user, which gives you a specific level of access or permissions for the site. Note that every couple of days, anything that you put into the system will be deleted and the demo site will be refreshed. On the homepage, the About This Demo link takes you to the archesproject.org webpage with key details and more in-depth tutorials about the demo site. The search link takes you to the search and discovery interface, and the manage link takes you to the default data entry interface, the Arches Resource Manager. This video will explore search, related resources, the interactive visualization of 2D data, the image comparison tool or slider, and data entry via the Resource Manager and via workflows. The main search and discovery interface combines different kinds of search and discovery tools, such as the map filter and the time wheel. Before we conduct a search, note the navigation bar on the left, which is the main mode of navigation around the entire demo site. Also note the Help button in the top right corner, denoted by a question mark for some documentation to help you as you explore the site. Let's start by searching for objects that have the element chromium. This shows that chromium is found in objects that belong to different projects, regardless of project methodology or instruments used, because the element was entered as data for several individual items. Now, let's say that I want to find out how many of these objects might have been created sometime in the 2nd century BCE. Note that Arches for Science can read and retrieve fuzzy dates based on the extended datetime format specified by the U.S. Library of Congress. To find the objects associated with a particular date, I can use the time wheel. The time wheel is a histogram of all of the time values expressed in this demo site. To filter for the 2nd century BCE, I can select the time slice that corresponds to that century, which further filters my results. Removing this filter, but keeping the filters for chromium and physical things, I'm going to add a map filter by drawing a boundary around the state of California in the United States. I now have one object, a painting, in my search results, since this is the only object in this site that is located in California that references chromium. We can further explore the data associated with this painting, 19th century pigment mock-up, by clicking the link for related resources. The related resources graph represents all of the resources connected to the search result and is a visual way to explore and discover connections between disparate sets of data. In this example, the physical thing 19th century pigment mock-up is connected to various people and groups, projects, observations, sampling activities, digital resources, and other physical things. In order to interact with the graph, you can use the control panel and tabs to filter and search for the information you are looking for. Arches for Science can visualize two-dimensional instrument data in an interactive graph for reference and identification purposes. As an example, this page shows the digital resources instance of a dataset with XRF files. We can see that the files include both proprietary instrument files and files that have been exported and/or reformatted as ASCII text files. Arches for Science can store any file type, but can only visualize files with two-dimensional data that have been reformatted as ASCII. You can also compare two files in the same dataset on the same graph. Arches for Science also includes the Image Service Manager, based on the International Image Interoperability Framework, or IIIF. With this tool, you can compare two images in the same IIIF manifest or service using a sliding comparison tool. In this case, we are comparing the visible image of a painting with the elemental map image, which shows which parts contain chromium. There are several ways to enter data into the Arches for Science interface. One involves the Arches Resource Manager, which gives users the ability to enter data by resource model type. Arches for Science records information about the following types of resources. Collection or set represents any collection of objects or physical things. Digital resources represent all digital resources, such as instrument files or IIIF manifests or PDFs. It can represent a singular file, a digital service, or a data set, which can include multiple files. Group represents groupings of people, including organizations and cultural groups. Instrument represents any instrument used, such as a spectrometer or a microscope. Modification represents any activity in which a physical thing is modified in some way via an instrument or a process, such as through accelerated aging. Observation represents any activity in which a physical thing was observed or measured via an instrument, such as via Raman spectroscopy. Person represents all instances of people, whether they are a creator of a physical thing, like an artist, or a participant in a project, like a scientist. Physical thing represents objects, such as art sculptures, and parts of objects, such as a pottery shard or a physical sample. Place represents spatial entities, such as geographic places or named locations. Project represents any level of project, whether it be a large initiative, a singular project, or a focused task, and can be related to other project instances. Sampling activity represents an activity under a project in which a sample is removed from a physical thing. And textual work represents any written text created or related to a project. By clicking on any resource type, you can start to enter data in any order with as much breadth as necessary. Data entry through the Arches Resource Manager assumes a basic understanding of the Arches for Science data structure, or schema, in order to create the necessary connections between different resources. Alternatively, the Arches for Science workflows offer users step-by-step guidance to create the essential data needed for a typical Arches for Science project and automatically create the connections between different resource types. These workflows can be modified or added to better capture an organization's processes. Included in Arches for Science are workflows for the following data entry tasks: creation of a new project, adding objects to a project, generating a report based on data entered for a project, recording sampling activities, annotating an object or sample image with analysis areas, uploading XY datasets associated with analysis areas, adding assertions regarding uploaded XY data, uploading large 3D datasets, and uploading registered chemical image stacks derived from 3D datasets, such as elemental image maps. For more details on these workflows, see the Arches for Science interactive demo tutorials. In this video, we will show the project report workflow. Once data upload or entry has been completed for a project through the workflows, key data and information can be inserted into a report template through the project report workflow. This workflow can be customized to insert specific kinds of data into a Word or PowerPoint template. The project report workflow in the demo site includes the ability to highlight screenshots of particular image annotations created during the sample taking and analysis area workflows, and inserts selected data file parameters and assertions into a table as entered in the upload XY data and review datasets workflows. The downloaded Word document shows the information and data from the project inserted into the example template and can be edited further within Microsoft Word. This has been a quick orientation tour of the Arches for Science interactive demo. We hope you find this video and the interactive demo site useful as you explore the capabilities and features of Arches for Science. For more information, visit the Arches for Science interactive demo page on the Arches Project website.